Guys, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to have a little bit of fun because we are going to look at the strongest knife I've ever owned. As you can see it on the table, there is the Cold Steel Spartan, and it is a monster of a knife. I've owned this for probably about 6 or 7 years now, and I've had zero complaints with it. So we're going to take a really good look at this monster beast of a tank of a knife from above. So guys, like I said in the intro, this is definitely the strongest, most robust knife I ever purchased, and it's no longer mine. This is on loan back to me from a friend. I gave it to them as a gift because I no longer carry it. So first things first, we're going to put a spec sheet up over here so you can see the specs on it. Now this one is in AUS 8. The newer ones I believe are in a different steel, but I will get the closest spec sheet I can. So first things first, as we always, because it's just how we do, let's do some size comparisons. Your first knife is going to be the Miguron Knives of Valona, which is a 9-inch overall knife. So you can see in no realm would anyone think this is a small knife. This isn't a small knife. This is a big knife. So next knife's going to be the Spyderco Police, which is a 10-inch knife. Still, just it's massive. It's massive. There's just no other way to describe it. And as always, your final knife is going to be the Chris Reeves 21, Sabenza 21 large. This is not at all. This is a massive knife. So we're going to get this out of the way, and we're going to talk about one of the most fun knives I've ever owned, and definitely by far the strongest knife I've ever owned. So let's get this out of the way. So like I said, this is the Cold Steel Knives Spartan. And it has a lot of very, very good things going for it. So you are looking at a very well-ground AUS 8 blade that comes down with this deep recurve and this huge belly. This thing is a very attractive recurve. It is almost kukri-esque. And then it comes down into what they call these grivery handles. This is a polymer handle that's on this. But the nice thing about this is these grivery handles that they had on these, they were incredibly, incredibly strong. You've got a little bit of jimping here on the spine. You've got a thumb disc. You can actually thumb open this. It does work very well. Even in my large, I wear triple XL gloves. This is still really big, and even doing that awkwardly like that, doing it like that is awkward, I should say, because it's a big knife. However, one of the cool things about this is the handle shape. This is the most secure handle on any knife I have ever owned. It's not going anywhere. There is no way that that's coming out of your hand because you're locked into this. The reason they call this a Spartan is it's based on the sword that the Spartans carried. And this handle is very, very reminiscent of it. Attractive rock patterning on the handles, and then the showpiece of this that makes it even more impressive, that makes it even better, is this triad lock that's on this. That is what makes this the strongest knife I've ever owned. You can do anything you want with this knife. I carried this as a camp knife for a while. My buddies have taken it camping. Elliot used it in a camp. Elliot Williamson over at Fair and Forge carried this for a while and used it and did some chopping and things like that. The AUS 8 that's on it, their heat treat is incredible. Cold Steel knives have never had an issue with heat treat, ever. The pocket clip is reversible. However, it's a double pocket clip. I have the extra pocket clip for this somewhere that screws in here. I just have not located it to give it to my friend George. But you have two separate pocket clips because of the curvature of this. Your pocket clip carries. And I tell you right now, this carries very well. I'm going to put a clip of a video in here that demonstrates how, as you can see, it absolutely is very easy to pull out of your pocket with that. It will wave off the pocket with this big thumb plate. So deployment on it's really good. In carry, it is very comfortable. I will say that this does not carry anywhere near as large as this knife is. It is a bit of a pocket hog, but it does not carry. I have found very few things about this knife that are bad. What is amazing about it is this triad lock. For as much as I have abused this knife, it has held up its finish pretty well. It does have a little bit of rust. It didn't do a lot of heavy cutting because it is kind of thick behind the edge, but it did do a lot of chopping and things like that. it has developed zero play. If anything, lockup is better now than it was when I first got it, and it has everything to do with how this triad lock works. I've done videos about triad locks. We're not going to get into it, but the addition of that pin allows it to accept the forces both directions, either bearing down or on the spine, and it prevents the wear that you get in most of your back locks, where that key falls in and then the inside of this starts to wear. It does not, because that pin prevents it. So really, really awesome design with the triad lock. This is the full package. This is what I think of. This is the epitome of Cold Steel's world's strongest knives. And I honestly believe in this case, it's true. But there are a couple little bad things. So let's turn this around. Flip side of the knife, flip side of the coin, flip side of the story, and talk about the few little bad things. First and foremost is, as much as I love it, for most people, the triad lock might be an issue on this one. The lock pressure on this is insane. I have friends that cannot generate the thumb strength required to break that lock loose. It is incredibly strong. But the flip side of that is it's an incredibly strong lock. I've had people say, oh, you have to do this and you can bypass this. I've never done anything with this. But the main thing about it is if you see how much travel that lock bar has, that's what makes it so incredibly stiff. Next thing is it's heavy. This is a heavy knife. It is heavy and it carries large. It is not small. So just in the package, even closed, compared to this, keep in mind, this is a 9-inch knife. The size of this is massive. You can't put anything else in your pocket with this knife. The pocket clip thing, that's if you are going to interchange pocket clip, go left to right, that can be a problem because, like I said, I don't know where I put the spare pocket clip for this. It's really kind of a pain. And then just some other small little things. This is very aggressive and sharp on this plate that you use for, if you use it for thumb opening. And then this is going to be way out of the range of what most people are going to carry. It is huge. It's huge. And then the last thing I don't like about it is a lanyard hole. But I have to say, this is a tank of a knife. You want to talk about an overbuilt knife. I know that there's a lot of guys, like people are like, oh, my dire wear, it's overbuilt. Dire wears are not overbuilt. Dire wears are a big package with a thinly ground blade that doesn't actually do anything special. This is a monster. This is the epitome of overbuilt. You will not break this knife. I've had this knife for going on 6 years. I haven't even really scratched the finish. The only other bad thing I can tell you is that I've done a good job trying to keep it clean. I've done a good job with keeping it taken care of. It does rust. The OS 8 that is on this does rust. And then in sharpening, some people are going to have problems sharpening a recurve. But other than that, it is just pretty much amazing. And it's one of the I gave this to a guy as a gift because he fell in love with it and I never carry it. And the fact is I might wind up getting another one just to replace for me. So, all right, guys, that's it. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. So there you go, guys. The Cold Steel Spartan. It is not for everyone. It is massive, but I really love it. And I honestly have to say, I think when I give this back to George, I'm going to get a new one and then I'll just trade him and I'll take the old one back because this one's got some miles on it. So yeah, guys, just a quick video that I wanted to do because like I was over in his garage and we were hanging out and I saw this and I was like, you know what, let me borrow that back. I want to do a video. So that's pretty much it on this one. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I'm trying to get more and more diverse stuff. I'm trying to make sure that you guys are getting stuff you enjoy. So if you guys like the content, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down, but please try to tell me why, because I can't change content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you hit the bell icon, make sure you set it to all, and make sure you've got notifications turned on in your device, or you will not get notified of everything. If you want to support the channel financially, there are a ton of affiliate links down in the description below. All of them support the channel directly. It does not cost you anything at checkout. The Amazon affiliate link ones, the Amazon ones work. The affiliate links down there work for anything you're purchasing. It does not matter if you're going to get car wash or cranberries. It does not matter. Other ways you can do it, I have got a membership that's tier-based. Everyone has access to my Gilded server, which is just like Discord. Baseline and premium tier members are entered into giveaways that I do for some pretty good knives. And the premium tier members have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube that I've built specifically for them behind a paywall. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co., where you can get my merchandise or other creators' merchandise at 10% off if you use my coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp, saves you 10% at checkout. Guys, that's it on this one. I had a lot of fun with this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.